Okay, hello and welcome. My name is Paul McInnes. I am the head of solutions for Europe at Megaport, based out of the London office, and I lead a team of solution architects who work closely with customers and partners on their network designs and anything technical that they need to review or consult on. It's not a pay for service, so if you need some knowledge or you have any questions around Megaport's network as a service, then please do get in touch. Just a quick level setter, Megaport is a network as a service provider. We run our own software-defined network, and that allows you to use automation through a portal or through APIs or Terraform, for example, to simply use code or use the portal to set up the services that you want. So you pay for what you provision, and provisioning is very fast. Services can be stood up in 60 seconds or less. It's highly elastic, so you can just provision the services that you want where you need them all around the world, and that can vary from physical interconnect ports to virtual routers, virtual firewalls, SD-WAN hubs, Megaport Internet Exchange services, etc. The terms are flexible as well. You can go on a no term, so turn on and off the services as you want, or go from 1 year to 5 year terms as well. And we are available in over 1,000 locations globally. And we also have an ecosystem of partners that are available within our Megaport marketplace as well. And you can connect into those partners as well privately through the Megaport network. We own and operate a private backbone, as I mentioned earlier. It's Megaport's network. We're not piggybacking on anyone else's network. We own and operate all of the equipment that we have in all the locations, and we're always expanding those network locations and how we deploy, and we're always expanding our capacity to meet our customers' needs. So we're planning ahead and then scaling out as necessary. We have all of the cloud on-ramps in the metros where we're deployed already connected, so you can provision services immediately to those cloud on-ramps without even talking to a person at Megaport. You can do that through automation and have high-speed private connectivity to the major cloud providers around the world. Today, I'm going to talk about ports. So ports was basically one of the initial products that Megaport offered more than a decade ago. And this is really a high-speed Ethernet interface. We offer it now in three different sizes: 10 gig, 100 gig, and 400 gig. We've pretty much discontinued offering 1 gig ports in almost all of our locations globally now. As time moves on, the speeds increase, obviously. The port is basically an 802.1q VLAN trunk port, allowing you to have up to 100 services on that port. So each of the services is connected via a virtual cross connect, and that represents a unique VLAN on the port, and you have the full VLAN range available for your usage. So a port can connect to multiple things. It can connect to essentially anything on the Megaport network. And here are some examples. So if you had a port in a location, you could connect it to any other location globally. And that's connected through a virtual cross connect. And the virtual cross connect can have a speed of 1 megabit per second all the way up to 100 gigabits per second. So that could be a data center interconnect from one location to another. You just order the two ports, then you order the cross connects from the data center providers, or Megaport can help you with the cross connects as well. And then you order the virtual cross connect immediately between the two locations, and that VXC comes up in less than a minute. DC to cloud, like I mentioned earlier, we have all of the cloud on ramps already in place. So you can take your port and then just once the port is up, you order that connection into the cloud provider and meet the cloud provider's rules, whether it's a direct connect for AWS, an express route for Microsoft Azure, an Oracle Fast Connect, a Google Cloud Interconnect. We've got all of those already up and running. And the port does not have to be in the same metro as the cloud. You can connect across a region, you can connect across the world from your port into the cloud provider as well. You can also use that port shown here to connect into an internet exchange, and we own and operate a series of internet exchanges around the world. Then, of course, the port can be used to connect to Megaport Internet. We've got resilient options for internet where we offer it inside those metros. So we offer a blue and a red internet service so that you can deploy resiliently inside that metro. And that can give you high-speed internet up to 100 gig. You can also create your own backbone by connecting multiple data centers together, showing a simple three locations here, but it could be much more complex. And then you can imagine pulling all of these services that we're showing here. So center interconnect with global backbone, connectivity to cloud, Megaport internet, and you can overlay other things like virtual routing, virtual firewalling, and SD-WAN hubs. And you can get into some pretty complex designs to meet the requirements of all of our customers. So let's look at some deployment options regarding connecting a port into the cloud. So if you were to take a port in a data center location, you can just take a single port if you want, choose the speed that you need, 10 gig, 100 gig, 400 gig, and then you can have a layer 2 connection across that port into the cloud providers, into those on-ramps that Megaport has already set up for you. So you can do this through automation, and this works perfectly well. The only problem here is this is not a redundant configuration because you've got a single point of failure in this port. So what you could do is add another port in a link aggregation group, and that will give you some resilience to cross-connect failure or laser failure on either side. However, it's still in a single data center and is not maybe an ideal for some customers. So another option is to basically use our resilience zones so you can have port diversity inside a single data center. You can have a blue and a red port diversity option here. These will have separate networking. They will have redundant power, and they'll come under a different maintenance schedule. So we would only upgrade one at a time. And then from each of these ports in the different port diversity zones, you can provision a VXC to the cloud providers of choice so that you get a resilient connection to them. Now, this is a good solution to many customers who maybe only have a single data center provider in a metro where they get this port diversity. However, where possible, many of our customers will take separate data centers in a metro or across two metros that are located close to each other, and then they'll provision services to the cloud providers across those locations. So just looking at the order, we'll go into a demo now in a second, but we can see at the top, you choose the data rate, give it a name. You've got a free text field here to enter what you want. You could add a cross connect in here that has to be on a 12-month minimum term. And then you choose the term here below, and then you can add port diversity if you want. That'll essentially give you two ports. And then you've got some lag options here as well, where you can lag together up to 8 ports in a link aggregation group. All right, so with that, let's just move across and we can have a look at the Megaport portal. And what I'll do is I've already created a port. If we just zoom in to the London area, I've already created a port in London, and I'll create another one and cross connect those together. So just zooming in here, we have a port here in this data center. So we can see we've got Digital Realty London 2, and it has already this 100 gig port up and running that I have connected here. So let's zoom out and create another port somewhere in the world, and then we'll connect those all together. So if we zoom around the world, let's have a look at locations here in Osaka. And if we zoom down into the middle of Osaka, let's see what we've got here. We've got a number of different data centers. So we've got an NTT data center, we've got Equinix, we've got Optedge, and NTT data center here as well. So selecting this location, we can see the different things that are on offer here. We've got a Megaport. We can create a Megaport Virtual Edge, Megaport Cloud Router, or a Megaport port as well. So if I go ahead and just create a port inside this data center, I can just give it a name. And we've got the other options here as well. We have give it a port speed, 10 gig or 100 gig port. We can choose the term if we want port diversity, etc. But that's all we have to do to create this port. We can review the order and order now. So we now have this port available here. If we go across to the services page, we can now see that we've got this port. It is now being provisioned. We can see my other port here in London as well. And what we're going to do is to connect these two ports together. So if I go into either end, I can go plus connection and create a connection from this port to multiple different things, but we're just going to connect two ports together to create a DC interconnect. We could connect to third parties via service keys. We could connect to anyone in the marketplace that are sharing their services in there. We could connect to internet exchanges, Megaport internet at high speed, and we can connect to all of the cloud providers as well. But what we're going to do right now is connect a private VXC. And let me just search for my other port in London. Here it is. Go next on that. And I'm just going to give that a name. And that's our private VXC from Osaka to London. We could have up to 100 gig connection between the two locations. Let's just create a 5 gig connection. We can then choose the VLANs on either end. If we don't choose them, then Megaport will just select a VLAN ID for you. You could, of course, untag these ports as well when it's the first connection on each port. And that's it. We select next. We get a price for that. We add the virtual cross connect. We review the order, and then we order now. So it refreshes the services. Let me just filter out just for the services I have created. And now we can see the existing port in London, we can see the port in Osaka, and then we can see a 5 gig virtual cross connect between those two locations. Now, it is possible to increase the data rate on that connection between the two. We can add other services, as I said earlier, between the two locations as well. And if we go back to the portal, we can now see this connection. We can see the VXC as a line here in the GUI. So if I zoom right out, we can see that this virtual cross connect has been created between the two locations and is something that would be up and running in under 1 minute, assuming you have your cross connects into the two physical ports in this instance. So that's everything for today that I'm going to show you. Let us know if you want to talk to anyone on the Megaport side about anything that you've seen today or to discuss anything about network as a service. My name is Paul McGuinness, and I wish you a good day.